Okay, so today we're going to make the White Chicken Alfredo Lasagna, which is page 213 of Magnolia Table's Volume 3 book. You're going to help me go through my quest of going through the entire book of her Magnolia Table cookbooks and see how they turn out. So today, like I said, we're doing the White Chicken Alfredo Lasagna, and now that we already have our shredded chicken, we're going to go and boil some lasagna noodles, and we'll turn the water, get that going, and then we're going to start cutting up our vegetables. I'm going to add water to our pot so we can boil those lasagna noodles. All right, here we go. Before I turn on the stove, I'm going to put some salt in there just to make sure those macaroni noodles are all set to go. And we'll wait to get that boiled with our lasagna. Okay, so now we're going to cut up our shallots and we're going to mince our garlic. That way we can make the sauce for the lasagna. So we have our shallots here, and she calls for 1 cup. So I have 3 shallots here. That should be enough. So let's go ahead and cut it. I am not a fancy cutter. I just go with it. And 1 more should just make about a cup. Okay. So we have our cup of shallots ready. And then let's mince our garlic. That way we can combine this to our sauce once we start that process on the stove. And this, starting to cry with those shallots. But we need 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. I'm getting emotional. Shallots are strong. That's okay. All right, so now we're ready to go. So we're gonna take this over to the stove and start our sauce. Okay, so now it calls for us to heat up the stove with a skillet with 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So I'm going to throw this in here, and we're going to let this melt, and then we're going to add in the shallots to get tender, and then add in the garlic. So we'll wait for this to get soft, and we'll add in our shallots. Now that the butter has been melted, we're going to add our shallots that we've chopped up. And we're going to let this stay on the stove for about 5 minutes to soften and get ready for the garlic. So about 5 minutes to tenderize. Now that the water is boiling here, I'm going to add in our lasagna noodles. So it calls for about 1.5 pounds. And these stay in the boiling water for about 8 minutes. Once we pull these out and we drain them, we're going to just splash some olive oil on there. That way they don't stick together. And we'll start stirring this again. Okay, now that the shallots are getting a little toasty, I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic for about 1 minute. It's about 1 teaspoon of garlic. Let that get fragrant. Smells delicious. Okay, so now we're going to add in our 4 cups of heavy cream. as well as our 1 cup of whole milk. I'm going to bring this down to a simmer. Now we're going to add 1 cup of grated Parmesan. 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I'm going to do a little less. My husband is not a big fan of spicy. 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm going to stir this in together, and this should start to thicken up, I'd imagine, as it simmers on low heat. Okay, so now that stuff is on the stove, almost ready for the cream cheese, let's get the cream cheese ready and let's chop it up. So she calls for 8 ounces of cream cheese cut into 6 pieces, which I've already blew. So let's just cut it a little bit and we'll cut that over. Okay, so once this is ready, we have a couple more minutes for the sauce to be ready for the cream cheese, and once it's ready, we'll push that in there. I think my noodles are done. I'm going to go ahead and just put some olive on here just so that they don't stick together. So I'm just going to put some on here. I'm going to use my tongs to just push this around a little bit. That way the noodles don't get stuck together, because that is a lasagna maker's worst nightmares. Okay, let's go check out our sauce. Just give this a stir. It's coming together. Say 1 or 2 more minutes. And then we can add our cream cheese. Okay, now that the sauce is ready, we're going to go ahead and put our cream cheese in there. And we'll stir. That smells so good. Okay, now that this is ready to go, we're going to turn this off. We're going to put this in this bowl. That way we can start assembling our lasagna. Okay, now we're going to start assembling our lasagna. So first she says to spray a 9x13 dish with some Pam, which I just did. And then she says spread a 1/2 cup of the Alfredo sauce on the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to take this, spread it out. Okay, we'll do that. That's fine. Get this all over. It smells really good. And maybe I'm going to do a little bit more, just to get it in there. There we go. Now it's covering the bottom of the pan. Then she says to arrange 4 noodles on top of the sauce. So I'm going to grab 4 noodles. 1. Oh, we got a connector here. Let's see. Oh, they're still good. Okay. 2. 3. And 4. Okay. So top the noodles with 1 cup of spinach. So I'm just going to do a handful here. Spread this around. Okay. I'm going to just make sure it's covered. Okay. And then top the noodles with 1 cup of spinach and then 1/2 cup of the shredded chicken. So I'm going to take some of this. Half a cup. Just about. Okay. And then 1.5 cups of the sauce on top of that. So this is 1/2 cup. 1 cup. 1.5 cups. I wish you could smell it because it smells delicious. And then repeat 3 more times. Okay, so we'll get 4 more noodles. This is going to be filled with cheese and cream. I think by now I remember what goes next, but I'm pretty sure it's the spinach, yeah. And then shredded chicken. This is going to be the last layer, so I'm just going to use the rest of the chicken here. Okay, there's the chicken. 1.5 cups of the sauce. Spread that around. Do a little bit more because getting towards the end of this. And I want to make sure I gather as much sauce as possible on here. So this is the last layer. And then starting with it and ending with the Parmesan. So looking at hers, it looks like the Parmesan, we have a couple more. I'm going to layer the top with lasagna and then just put the rest of the sauce on top. Okay. Since we're out of chicken, go. I'm just going to put 1 more slice on there and then we should be good to go. Move this over a little bit. There we go. With the noodles and the Parmesan, so I'm just going to add all this. So I have some extra sauce and I'm going to throw the rest of this Parmesan cheese on top. I have a lot of sauce left over, so my plan for that probably is to add that with some other noodles and just have it just as the sauce to the macaroni. Maybe add some vegetables to that little sauce, and that way it becomes a little primavera. So now that we ended with the noodles and with the Parmesan, we're going to cover this baking dish with foil and then we're going to pop in the oven for, let's see how long, 40 minutes at 375. Okay, so now that the temperature is ready for us, we're going to go ahead and throw this in the oven for 40 minutes. So see how it goes. Okay, so our lasagna's finished. We're gonna pop it out of the oven. One thing I should tell you is I immediately, as soon as I put this in, realized I forgot to cover it, so I went ahead and covered it. So here we go, it's out of the oven, and I know we have to let this cool for about 20 minutes. So, make a quick peek. It looks perfect and it smells delicious. Stay tuned. Okay, so now that we've taken our lasagna out of the oven, it's cooled for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna take a bite of it, but this is our white chicken Alfredo lasagna from Magnolia. So let's take a quick bite and see how it is, because it smells really good. Wow, love. I can't wait. This is so good. You gotta try this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Looking forward to the next recipe. Like right in the middle. Yeah. So his office is right here.